This is my 2013 Subaru Outback, and I have a wobble in the front end and it's getting worse and worse. This is the passenger side. I'm not sure what you call it, but I think it's the bottom wishbone, if you will. The McPherson strut is on top of it. So I'm just going to move it here a little bit and you'll see. You can see it moved just a little bit. And that caused, just that little bit right there causes a little bit of vibration. And I'll show you the driver's side, it's even worse. Okay, so here is the driver's side, which is just look at that joint right there. You can see it going back and forth. That is really quite significant, and it will cause tire damage. It'll only get worse until finally it'll be so hard to steer and drive, it'll just be, you'll have to park it. So I have to get these fixed. So you can see that's at the bottom of what I'm calling the wishbone. I'm not really sure. Here is the other thing that needs to be replaced, is that bushing as well. So in combination with the one I just showed you and this one here is actually torn, and it looks like it's only being held halfway. However, the tires are, I'm on a jack, and so this is hanging down, so it's a little more dramatic, but that needs to be replaced regardless anyway. So I just need to take my time. I'll let that grease or the oil that I sprayed on there to take effect. I'll let it sit overnight. I'm gonna hit it again. Gonna do the other side as well. I will admit that because I have another car to use, I'll do this job myself. Otherwise, I would probably take it and have it done at a shop. But since I have time, I will be doing this myself. Here is one of the control arms that I'll be replacing. And as you can see, it comes with the ball joint already installed, and the bushings are all installed. And so I'll be replacing this. I have the left side and the right side, or passenger and driver side. I already purchased these. They were not too expensive, not that bad. So we'll be doing this project, and here is one of the brand new ones. I have 282,000 miles on this thing, and it's been a very reliable vehicle. Truly has. The control arms I'm going to replace are literally the only major item. We did have a transmission issue one time that I had to take it to the dealer. That was $1,100, and right here I'm adding quite a bit liberal. I just let it run on my floor and then I'll clean it up later. Stuff doesn't stain. And again, I don't know if I need to take this off or not yet. You never know. Might have to. And then I'm gonna get this sway bar link pretty good. So I'm also going to get that nut right there, and then right about here there's a splice, a crack, not a crack, but I'm going to be lubing that up too. I already have, so that we can hopefully not break anything. So I got everything lubed up pretty good. I don't think I'll be taking the ball joint off. Well, I mean, the ball joint's coming out, no doubt. But let's see. I don't think there's anything else that really needs to be lubed other than that. All right, we're gonna dive into this thing and see if we can pull this control arm out. I'm gonna start right here. This is a 19 millimeter, and I am gonna go ahead and use my air gun to try to break that loose. I've soaked with penetrating oil quite a bit, so let's see what we can do here. Ah, good. I was expecting some rust, but we'll set that right there. So the next is we're going to get this pivot point right here. I couldn't really get my air gun in there, so I'm going to use this breaker bar, and hopefully we'll get this off. I have this, I think, let's see what size this is, I forgot. It is a 17 millimeter. And we're gonna hopefully hold this nut right there. Alright, I think I got it. Yeah. And now that I have it loose, I will use my ratchet. Get it going the right direction. There we go. Oh, it's still pretty tight, but I think I could get it. Okay. Had it loose enough, but okay. There we go. Fingers just weren't strong enough to get around the bolt to turn it, so now we have that loose. All right. look at that. Okay, we'll put that with our stash. Okay, the next one I'm going to do is this link to the sway bar, and it's a 17 millimeter. I'm going to try to use my air gun on this, but it may spin, and I'm going to go ahead and use these vice grips on here to hold this, I hope. Let's see, yeah, there's just enough metal kind of sticking out. We can do it. Put my air gun on here. Let's see what I get. All right, look at that. Good deal. And it looks like, all right. So I'm not going to need to take this off, I don't think. So I'll leave that alone and see what else we have to do now. Okay, so let's see, my next step is to take off this 14 millimeter. This is for to lower this ball joint out of this knuckle here. And then hopefully I'll get that out, and then I'm going to take this chisel and try to widen out that joint right there, and then try to get this ball joint to fall out there. So I am going to use my smaller impact on here, and hopefully it will do it. Doesn't look like it. So I'm not going to use my big air gun, mainly because I'm a little worried about breaking this bolt. This is a car that's pretty old, 2013. So I'm going to use this, my braking bar, and hopefully go slow, because if I break this off, then I'm in big trouble. Here we go. Oh man, boy, that is on there too. I'll figure out the torque settings a little later, but if I move this back now. Okay, so let's get this off of here. Change my light situation just a little bit. There's a lot of good YouTube videos of how to do this. I watched them. I'm making my own, of course. And here it is. It's 14. Okay, now my idea here is not really idea. There's probably different ways to do this, but I'm gonna see if I can take this chisel into that joint right there. The problem is getting a hammer in there. That might be more difficult. I don't know. It's wedging in there, that's for sure. There goes my light. Let's see, where can I put this thing where it's going to show? about that? Kinda. Okay, here we go. Back at it. Okay. I got that wedged in there now. Somehow I've got to separate this ball joint from this knuckle. And let's see. I'm not sure. Okay. So this is what I've come up with. I'm going to use this. I'll explain what it is later. Hey, did I get it? I can't see it where I'm at. No, not yet. Okay. I do not yet have success. Okay. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. I had a feeling this was going to be difficult. Now, let's try that again. Ah, yeah. Success. How about that? Okay. Let's see if we can get this thing out of here now. Have it loose. Oh. Easier than I thought. How about that? I don't know if you can get it out. So here's my old one. I just got out, and you can see how bad the bushings are. This is the one that I notice moving pretty good. Ball joint actually looks fine, just kind of rusty. The rubber is really hard though. But here's the new one right here, and if I pick it up and put it on top of each other, it looks to me like it's right on the money. Right there, like that. Yeah. Looks good. So, okay. Let's see if we can replace this thing. So I'm going to take that wire brush and clean out all that rust right there. You can see how I'm going to do it. And I'll take a rag and clean it all out. Okay. This in here like so. Get that bolt in there. So I took this off. I'm going to take the ball joint off. Use a 19 millimeter. So let's see what I can do. I'm going to put this on backwards. So I'm hoping to take this out. Oh wow, look at that. It already was loose. I was thinking I was going to have to beat the snot out of that thing. But it's already loose. Look at that. I'll be darned. I hope that's a tight fit. About that. Okay. So that's the procedure that I'm going to use. And then I'll hopefully install this, or install this now. Actually, I'm not sure. Let me go check it out. I'm thinking installing this, then installing this. That's the way I'm going to do it. A lot of videos on YouTube show this thing all being installed all in one piece, but I can't seem to get it. Okay, well, let's see what we can do here. That much of it. So this is the problem child right there. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. That has been a booger. You can see I used that C-clamp to squeeze it in there. At the same time I took my soft hammer, pounded the bolt up, and I finally got it. But it wasn't easy. Okay, see if we can get this other side now. I don't know. I finally got it using a combination of crowbar and just sheer determination. I finally got this nut in here. And I am happy about that because it has been a struggle. So I'd like to get this on there too. Maybe a little bit more. I know my hand's in the way, sorry. But I just got to get this on here. I'm having a problem with my ratchet. I have to get a different one. Okay, I'm back. I have a better ratchet now. There's something wrong with it. It wasn't jamming up on me. Okay, let's see if we can get this nut on here. Again, I know my hand's in the way, sorry. There we go. Okay. Oh, good. That's going on nice. I didn't bung the threads up. Alright, we'll leave it like that for right now. And the next one is now the ball joint. Okay, here's how I did the ball joint. I took a crowbar and I moved this thing down just really a long ways and was able to fish the ball joint back in there. So now I've got to get this puck up into here. So I'm changing my method. I took the ball joint back out and I'm going to put it in first. I got the castle nut backwards. And I'm just going to keep working this until I get it up in there. I'm going to go get me a piece of aluminum metal and a little bigger hammer. So here's what I did. Light's a little bright. I put my chisel back in, and then I used a piece of aluminum and my hammer on this castle, and I got it really nice and tight up in there where it's supposed to go. So I know there's some sunlight on the back here. This may not turn out really good, but let me see if I can get this way. Okay, so you can see my chisel in the joint, and I put the castle on backwards, and I finally got it. So we're now in the mode of tightening things up. I will torque this rear nut and bolt to 103 pounds. Oh, 103 pounds is pretty stiff. And there I am right there. Okay, so the rear section is done. The sway bolts links are 44 pounds. And that's it. So getting down to the nitty-gritty here, the final procedure is to take a floor jack and put the weight of the vehicle onto the control arm, because this nut right here I have to torque down to 70 foot-pounds, but it has to have the weight of the car on it before you do that. So I'm going to use a floor jack to get some weight of the car on it. I just checked my floor jack and it's loose, so now we're going to torque this down to 70 foot-pounds. And there goes my light. I've got this job completed. Let's go ahead and lower the car back down onto its jacks. There we go. Get this out of the way. I used a piece of wood there so I wouldn't ruin the castle nut. Alright, so that joint right there, 70 pounds. And you torque it down after you raise the car up. That one right there is a booger to get in, but I got it. As you can see during the video, I used a C-clamp to squeeze it over, and then once I got that, then I was able to get this one right here. So I've got the sway bar link tight. It's done. The ball joint. So in recapping the ball joint, it wasn't as difficult as I made it out to be. So when I do the other side, I will just take the new ball joint off and go from there. And this is the first time I've ever done this, so some of the nuances I didn't know. But next time I'll just put the ball joint in by itself and then put the control arm onto that. So I've got it nice and snug. That bolt is tight. The castle nut, too much light, is tight with a Carter pin. So this whole side is completed. Thank goodness. Okay, here is the passenger side, and I wasn't going to film anything on passenger side because I already did the driver's side, but I found out that it's a lot easier to put the control arm in if you put this in first, and the ball joint connection will swing over, clear over to here, really a long ways. But if you get this in first with the bolt up, the rest of it all lines up and is really, really easy. So that's the trick for me. And also, I'll try to get it on video. You can see maybe a little bit the nut right there. The flange here, right here, the flange is dimpled in from the old one, and I think the new one is just maybe ever so smaller. But regardless, I didn't change any of that. I didn't grind anything off. I was able to get that in there first. So I got this side first, then this side, then I worked on the ball joint. And speaking of the ball joint, the ball joint itself, is actually much easier than you think, at least the second time around. So remember, I used the chisel in the joint. I just left it in there, pounded it in, left it in there. And then I put the ball joint in, and then I put the ball joint stem into the control arm. So that seemed to really work good for me. So in recap and in retrospect, the control arm replacement is really not that bad. Now, once you've done it once, I had the old control arm out in 10 minutes, no joke. 10 minutes I had it out. It was easy smeezy. I left the chisel in, laid out all my nuts and bolts, put this in first, swung it over, and then I put the ball joint in, and it was not that hard. So once you do something once and then you have to do it again, I gotta admit, it always makes it a lot easier. So just want to mention that tip. That's the key right there to this car anyway, is to get that in first. Well, let's see how it drives. Feels pretty good. Tight corner here, feels good. I don't feel anything loose. Should we speed it up a little bit? Get some bumps here. I think we may have it. I think it feels pretty good. Brake hard. Brakes feel good. I'll brake hard again. Yeah.